Canada. I'm here in the UK. I'm back for another Coffee and Cards Live. Hello to you. Hello to you. I am just going to bring this camera in shot a little bit better. There we go. So that looks good. I think it looks good. Tell me if you can see me, if any of you join me live, how that looks. I'm just going to check out on my laptop so that I can see any comments that might come through, and you can say hello, and I can see the comments and answer any questions. Yeah, here we go. Yay, I'm live. So hello and welcome. I have my coffee for Coffee and Cards. I'm just going to wait a moment or two, see if anyone joins me live, but welcome to you whether you're joining me live or if you're joining me on replay. I'm here in my craft room this lovely Tuesday morning. I've got my dog behind me. He probably will try and leave the room at some point and come back in, so I do apologise. And I've got my lovely coffee that my husband made me. How nice is that? So I'm back for a bit of paper crafting with you. I'm just going to get this in shot. I have to take my kind of setup down in between because my tripod gets in the way a little bit while I'm crafting. So, oh no, that's not much better. Oh, look, we're going to go with it because, you know, we're going to go with it. As long as you can see what we're doing, that is all that matters. There's a little bit of a delay there, not too bad. Right, say hello if you're watching me live. Okay, so I have been out doing lots of walking. Hello, Wendy. Thank you for joining me live. How lovely to see you. I hope you're well. I have been out doing lots of walking with my husband. We've been walking the dog up the woods. I walk my dog every day around the lake near where we live, and I love watching the seasons change. I don't know about you, but I craft with the seasons. I've noticed this over the years. My colours change when the seasons change. That's my favourite ones that I'm using, and yeah, my stamp sets change. Obviously, when you get to Christmas and things like that, it all changes again. But I'm feeling really autumnal today. So I have pulled out this beautiful embossing folder called Leaf Fall, the Leaf Fall 3D embossing folder by Stampin Up. And it is absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. I really love it. I just used it a couple of times when I got it, when it first came out. And I think it's about time I pulled it out again. Hello Shaz, how are you? Thank you for joining me live. So I absolutely love this. So I thought this was a definite one for today. And then I was part of a blog hop on Sunday. Well, a blog challenge on Sunday. I'm on the design team for the Inspire Create challenges. So if you want to have a look at those, hop over to my blog website and have a look. The link is in the description bar below. And we're all using lots of different products. It was a colour challenge. And there was a lady who had used, I can't remember who it was, she had been using her dies, the Aspen Tree Dies. Now, these have been sat in the back of my die collection. I know they're still current, but I haven't used them for about a year. So these are really speaking to me at the moment because they've got these gorgeous leaves in them. These dies, aren't they stunning? And all the veins embossed. And they've got this gorgeous panel here, which I'm not using today, but I did use a lot when I first got it. And it does go alongside this nice stamp set. So these are made to go together. So this die cuts out this lovely robin or bird, whatever you like it to be. And this cuts out this branch, and it's got this beautiful fonts on the sentiments, and then these lovely splatters as well. So, but I wanted it for these and the sentiments. So that's what I've pulled out today. I thought we'll grab these out. And also, if you have these in your stash, use them. So they've been around a little while. They're not brand new, these dies. So let's get the use out of what we've got. Perched in a Tree and this lovely Leaf Fall Embossing Folder. I'm just looking for a place to put my stamp set. Oh dear. Oh, hi Shaz, you're out on the farm walking the dogs and checking the sheep. You are multitasking. Wendy says she's bracing herself for the storm, and I'm on the television. Oh, I'm not sure if I need to be on the big screen. I'm glad you can't see my face today. Oh dear. Wendy, I heard that there's a storm coming through. I think The weather's looking more windy tomorrow in our direction. The sun is shining here and it's very still and glorious. We did have a bit of rain after my walk this morning, but no sign of a storm right just yet. But maybe you're going to get it worse than us from where you are. I haven't really looked properly at the forecast. Okay, so I'm going to start in with a regular card base. This is a regular C6 card base. So it's an A4 and I cut it at 14.8 and scored it at 10.5. And from an A4 sheet, you will get 2 card bases. I then cut myself, oh, and I made this out of the thick basic white cardstock because it's nice and it's sturdy and it gives you a really good kind of base to go on, quite robust. And then I've cut out a piece of the basic white again, and just a layer smaller. So that was 1/2 centimetre. So it's 10 by 14.3. So if you're cutting these from one sheet, you'd get 4. I'm going to put it through the embossing machine with my embossing folder. But I had an idea. So let's see if it'll work before I emboss it. I'm going to have a bit of fun with different kind of embossing. I'm going to do a little bit of heat embossing. So I've got my embossing buddy. I'm going to use that. Yeah, Wendy says she just realised she's got this embossing folder and the Robin bundle. Well, I had to have a look because I hung on to this embossing folder because I put lots of my retired things away and I just use current product so that people know where they can purchase it from. But this embossing folder I'd kept out because I knew that it carried over, but I'd forgotten about it. And then when I saw this lady use the leaves, I was like, do you know what? This is something a lot of us might have had in our stash room when it first came out. So it's really lovely to remember you've got something really nice to use when the seasons change if you haven't got the brand new one that's come out. All About Autumn is the brand new autumn one that's very popular. And it is, I haven't got it yet. I have got so much Christmas stuff and I didn't buy the autumn one. And I was really kicking myself thinking, if I order it, how long will it take to come? I really want to play with it. I really want the leaves. And I remembered I had this one. Now, I'm not saying I won't necessarily get the All About Autumn one. I may well do yet. But let's see. I may not need to. Right. Okay, so I've used my embossing buddy. And that takes off any kind of fingerprint marks or anything left on the cardstock that we can't see. I've got my bits and pieces. What I need is my Versamark and the Perched in a Tree stamp set. And I'm going to do some of these speckles. Now, I didn't do this on my mock-up card that I made. So let's see how it works. It may or may not do what I want it to do. Right, so let's ink it up. Hello, Margaret. Thank you for joining me live. Lovely to see you, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to ink this one up. Now, you won't be able to see it because the embossing ink is clear. I think I'm going to go in with copper. I could go in with gold, but I think I'm going to go in with copper. So I've got the metallic embossing powders from Stampin' Up. I've got silver, I've got gold, I've got copper. So I'm going to go in with that one. And I've got my little tray and I should have my heat tool all ready to go. Okay, good. So make sure it's inked. And I'm just going to kind of stamp here. And I can always add more later on. And some up here. And then maybe a little bit over this side. Just a little bit of random. Let's see. You can't see a thing, neither can I. But once, yeah, there you go. Just make sure there's plenty on there because I'll tip it all back in when I'm done. Okay, which is what I'll do now. I'm Wendy says she got the Autumn Designer Series papers, the pattern papers. She had 2, but she lost one to her daughter. Well, that's the issue, isn't it? Now, I know they were out of stock and due to come back in October, and they are absolutely gorgeous, and I haven't got those. And it'll just be when they come back in stock, will I be using them? Probably. I'm not surprised you lost one to your daughter. They just flew off the shelves. Right. Because I think it's those lovely kind of images that almost the photographs, aren't they? Almost, with all those autumn images. Right. I'm going to heat set it. Just a little bit of copper. I couldn't decide whether to use copper or gold or silver. I'm not sure how it will turn out once this goes through the embossing folder with the leaf fall, but we'll see. Sometimes when you heat emboss something, the first time you use your embossing gun for that day takes a little bit longer because the heat tool has to warm up a little bit. So sometimes it takes a bit longer. Now, I don't know if you can see the shine on it. It's very shiny and metallic. It's gorgeous, really pretty. I'm going to let that sit for a second. I don't think I'm going to do any more. I might do. It depends what it turns out like when I've embossed it. Just make sure, because I'm going to squish it. I'm going to squish it. Here's the embossing folder. That's what I was looking for. So it looks like this. So you can see you have this kind of clear part and then all the leaves are falling. So I just need to decide exactly where I want my sheet to be. I can't remember what I did last time. I had it kind of... let's have a look. I wanted it a bit like that, because what I'd like is I'm going to put my die cut leaves up here, so I don't really need it to be too embossed up there. But also, sorry, I'm trying to think of what I did. Also, I want it to look like the leaves are falling down. So I'm going to do that. Like that. And I'm going to pop it through my Stampin' Up cut and emboss machine. And this is a 3D embossing folder. And all that means is that it embosses it more deeply than a regular one. And because of that, you don't need your clear plates and you don't need your white thin plate. You just need your big white thick base plate on your Stampin' Up cut and emboss machine. This is like that, and then this one. That's all you need. And then pop it through. And then, voila. Oh, I like that. That looks nice, doesn't it? Look at, I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's all sparkly on the leaves. Right, so we've got this piece. This piece is going to go on top of here eventually. And the only 2 dies I need from the die set are these ones. I'll put this away to the side a minute. So then I was deciding what I was going to do next and what metallic cardstock I would like to use. So let me grab it. Got a nice pile of it here. And I pulled out, we have one with different colour silvers. That's a dark one, but it has different silvers in it. But I didn't decide on that one. I decided on these. This one is called the Dry Brush Metallic 12x12 Designer Series Papers. And it's metallic, that's why it's a speciality one. And then this, I love this. I've been using it a lot. It's called the Distressed Gold 12 by 12 speciality paper. So that's what I went for. And you really don't need to use very much of this paper. So it goes a very long way. I'm going to grab that out because that's the piece I've started using. And I like this one. It had 2 colours in it. And I think I used a lot of the blue one in a class or in something at some point. But that was the blues. And then I've got lots of this pinky one left. Really pretty. It's in Petal Pink. Oh, actually, there were 3 colours in there. Cajun Craze, Petal Pink and Soft Succulent, it says. Ooh, that's strange, but that's what I'm using. Okay, so I only need a little bit. I think I am going to cut 1 large leaf. So I think I'm just going to cut a piece off so that I can keep the rest of the piece of paper kind of as one. So I'm just going to cut around it. If I don't cut into me. Oh, I think I cut 2 on these. I think I cut, yeah, I'm going to have 2. That should be big enough. So, little scrappy piece, that's all I need of that one. And that should fit that one and that one on there nicely. And then I'm going to cut a large one out of the side. And I like this because it's all distressed and shiny. So you can decide if you want more pink or more gold. So if I did it right here, you'd have hardly any pink on it. But I really like that distressed look. So I'm going for a pink and gold. Like that. And then I'm just going to put my plates back on the machine. And pop that through. Yeah, I'm hoping to that autumn DSP will come back in October. I think that's when it's scheduled to come back through. So let's put that one through. Here we go. I've got my class tomorrow, not tomorrow, Thursday. I'm really excited because we're doing all Christmas cards. Okay, look how beautiful that looks. Doesn't that look like some kind of really distressed autumn leaf that's come off the trees? Love it. I love that. So happy with it. That's really pretty. Right, let's pop this through. Little things, that's what my mother used to say. Little things, please, little minds. I think she was just joking. I hope she was just joking. Oh, but she's not wrong. I'm very pleased by it. Oh, there we are. There we go. So I've got those 2 dies. I'll leave them there. Good. So look how pretty this is. This distressed gold. All the pretties. But if you have any kind of metallic cardstock, it would work perfectly well. Any kind, any colours. Mixed metallics is the thing, you know. I remember before we would never, like, we'd have all silver or all gold or all copper. But mixed metallics go really well. Do excuse me. I'm super thirsty. Right, so let's put this together. So what I am thinking is I'm just going to layer these up a little bit like that. So it looks like a little cluster of leaves all together. And I think I'm just going to stick the small one on top of this pinky one with a little bit of my Tombow. I love this die because it embosses all the veins of the leaves. So there we go. I am going to, what was I going to do? I got a bit distracted. I will admit it, okay, I am a little bit like Dory sometimes from Finding Nemo. And it's It's not a new thing. It isn't age. I can't put it down to anything. I just get easily distracted. Very easily distracted. Okay, I'm going to raise this pink one up from the base one with some sticky foam pads, which I put right next to me so I can't lose them. To the point where nobody's ever really said this to me before. I know this is something that I notice, and I'm not sure that other people have really, but maybe they're just too polite. That I am easily distracted, and not necessarily easily distracted, but I have a very poor short-term memory, very poor. So when I was working, I used to be working in my other job, my other hat. I used to be a community nurse, and on my car, you know, you can have those little radio antennae things. This is years ago, years and years ago. Like in the shape of Mickey Mouse or whatever, you know, little bobbly things. I used to have one that was actually Dory. Dory from Finding Nemo, because, yeah, that's how I felt. Okay, there's a fun fact about me. A fun, silly fact. So I think because I've raised this one up, I need a little couple here to make sure that it sits properly on the card so they're all at the same height. And then I'm going to glue it down on here with the glue. Notebooks. I use lists. Right, okay, so this is why I was going to kind of, just bring it down a bit. I was going to kind of put these speckles here because I knew that these would overlap because I kind of made this card already, but not with the speckles. And then I brought in, look how beautiful that is. I brought in some of our linen thread. I hope you like this card and like how I'm playing with the metallics today and the autumn feel. If you're enjoying it, please give me a thumbs up. And yeah, that really helps my channel. Let me know that you're enjoying it. Oh, Linda, welcome. I'm so glad to see you. Linda says she's finally got some time for herself and enjoy our company. Woohoo! That's brilliant. Oh, thank you, Shaz. I'm glad you like it. Yes, guys, do give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying it, because that really helps. Right, I'm just making one of those bunny ear bows. Basically, I'm just making a bow without it being tied around anything. Because I'm going to have some nice, long, small ears, if you call those ears, and a nice long tail. I'm going to have it all trailing down. Might even have it a bit longer. Like that. Make it nice and long. To put it at the bottom. Okay, that's going to go on the top. Now, I did try when I made the original one to wind it around here. It was just not going to work. It was very fiddly to wind these tiny little paper stems with the linen threads. So here's my hack. Little glue dot. Stick it, maybe roll it up a bit. These are mini, but it's rather big. So I'm going to stick it on there and then cover that one up with the bow. And then we've got these nice tails coming down. You can always rearrange your bow how you want it to look. So that's that. I'm going to pop it on the front. And then we're going to, do you know, it may be a little bit more of this speckling would have been nice here, but I didn't really want to cover up. I don't think you can see it. Didn't want to cover up this gorgeous leaf embossing. Now I'm using Tombow because we've embossed this. And the liquid glue is good for going in those like valleys. On it goes. I love a bit of white on white. So nice. There we go. Now this can be any card. Any card. Thank you. Thinking of you. Good luck. Happy birthday. Whatever you like, it can be. Okay. I think I'm going to use the stamp set to show you what the font looks like. It's so pretty. This one says, no matter the season, I am here for you. Let heaven and nature sing, which is part of a Christmas carol. If you had a robin, you could definitely make this into a Christmas card. Wishing you abundant joy and peace, and your kindness warms my heart. So I am going to put I am here for you. Now, I wanted for this design of my card, I wanted my sentiment to be a strip, and I didn't want no matter the season on it. So I decided to mask it. So I got my stamp. I haven't cleaned it again yet. It would be good if I could find what I did with my washi tape that I used to mask it. So we'll grab another one. I have a whole jar of them next to me. Old washi tapes from all sorts. Right, and this is all I use it for. Okay, and I am going to mask off where it says no matter the season. Now, it comes very, very close to the sentiment I do want to stamp. So just be aware of that. Stick it down and tuck with your nail behind these descenders. Otherwise, you'll end up cutting half of it off. And then we're going to ink it up. Now, I was looking for a nice autumnal colour, so you could choose anything because we've just got some neutrals in the gold and the white, but I went for Blackberry Bliss. I think Cajun Craze would have been nice, or Crushed Curry. Shall I try Crushed Curry? Tell me what you think, guys. Should I go for Crushed Curry or Blackberry Bliss? I'll let you choose. Which colour am I going to stamp it with? That's got your attention back, maybe, I think. Sorry. Shall I use Crushed Curry or Blackberry Bliss to stamp the sentiment? I also need a piece of cardstock to stamp it on, which I have. I'll just wait for you. Whoever gives me the first answer, I'm going to go with Blackberry Bliss or Crushed Curry. What is your thinking? I know there's a delay, but I might, if nobody can decide, I might try it with Crushed Curry because I did Blackberry Bliss on my other one. Oh, Margaret says Blackberry Bliss. Right, we're going to go with Blackberry Bliss. We have an answer. I might use Crushed Curry on the next one then. Thank you so much. Right, I love this colour. It's very autumnal. So I have masked it off, as you can see, with this old washi tape. And Shaz was putting the dogs away. Thank you for watching me, Shaz, while you're multitasking and doing everything else. That's all right. I am here for you. So I'm taking off that no matter the season. So when you ink it up like that, don't forget to then remove this and put it straight in the bin because you'll end up absolutely covered in the ink otherwise. Well, if you're me, you would. Right, I'm going to stamp it in the middle and then I'm going to cut it to size. Voila, so you've completely missed off the top by masking it with the washi tape. So it's just, oh, I am a messy person today. I don't really want Blackberry Bliss ink everywhere. Not really. Right, let's grab my trimmer. I'm going to make it smaller. Now, I could have taken a stamp from any of my other stamp sets to make it into the card that I wanted. I'm just going to use this one, and I absolutely love this font. It's gorgeous. But I'm going to trim it right down. Now, if you line it up on your trimmer, you want to make sure you don't see any of the tops of those letters in your groove. and then you should be good to go, and it should be just outside the where you want it to be. And that looks about right as well. And what I'm going to do then is just take my snips, and I'm just going to cut it on the angle. And then it's going to go on here, and I'm going to pop it up on some foam pads just to make it stand up. The other thing you could do is, I'm going to leave the inside blank because I want to think about what I'm going to use this card for, or what I'm going to say in there. So I'm going to leave it blank today. But what you could definitely do is stamp "I am here for you" in there, or whatever your sentiment needs to be. But you could also cut out a few more of these leaves and stick them around the corners and the inside just to decorate it. I am going to bring in these brushed metallic adhesive back. That doesn't belong there. Where's that come from? Adhesive backed dots. Aren't they beautiful? These are in the annual catalogue, and they are in all the kind of metallics. So we've got copper and we've got gold and whatever this colour is. I don't know, but it's very pretty. So let's grab my take your pick tool. Pop a couple of those on. I love this embossing folder. I'm in love with it. So I don't know what to go for. Now we have embossed it in copper. I am thinking this colour to give it a bit of light. So I am thinking, let's have a think. I don't know where I'm going to put them, but we'll work it out. One there. That doesn't belong there. And where am I going to put? I like them in threes. There. I am here for you. How pretty is that? Very easily made card using a couple of dies and that embossing folder. A little bit of heat embossing. Yeah. So a couple of techniques used today. I've dry embossed using the Leaf Fall Embossing Folder. I've heat embossed using the what's it called, Perched In A Tree stamp set, and then we've done some die cutting. But apart from that, that's all. There's no fancy else techniques in there. I hope you like it. I'm going to have another go with the same embossing folder using some metallic cardstock. So let's have a go. This was my first one. I'll show you that my mock-up. So it looks exactly the same, but no heat embossing. And I have not got around to putting any gems on there yet. But don't they look pretty? Loving it. Really love that. Right. Now, I think we will do a little bit of embossing. Dry embossing. See. Pulling out my metallics again. Now I have got a packet of this brushed metallic cardstock. This is not currant, but I'm looking for some gold. We have, here we go. So you can see it's just literally metallic cardstock. We have gold metallic cardstock in stock in the online shop. I don't have a pack of it, but I've got this and it's exactly the same-ish. So I'm going to use it instead of. Use what you've got. And if you need, like when I replace it, I'll just get the gold. But I'm just going to use it up. So my panel. I think my panel's going to be, I'm going to cut it at 10. Like this. Now this is just, it's in my head, this one. So I'm not quite sure if it'll come out, but we'll see. Did anybody see last week's coffee and cards video and my fail with the Stampin' a Pink Tree. That was hilarious. Do go back and have a look at that one. I used the Merriest Trees and it was great fun. It's up there with one of my favourites. Crushed Curry, Linda. I might try that with this card. You adore the leaves, Shaz. I do too. Aren't they lovely? Especially in that kind of in this distressed metallic. Absolutely pretty. I'll put the products I've used in the description bar down below in case there's anything that catches your eye. It'll take you straight to my online shop. You can see exactly what they are though. So that'll be there. Right, now I need the embossing folder for this. I'm busy covering everything up. I've got the plate. Have I put it away? Yes. I'm far too tidy for my own good. So I wonder which way I should do it this time. That way, I think. I think that's pretty good that way. Which is, I think, the same as I did it last time. You can move it around to however you want it to look. So it's gold, so it's going to look really pretty. Let's pop it through and see how it works. I won't need to do a lot else with it, I'm sure. Let's have a look. Oh wow, now you can really see the beauty of this one, this embossing folder, because look at that. So easy to do with a piece of gold metallic cardstock or whatever, silver, whatever colour you've got. That is so pretty. So I do need another card base. I've still got one cut here in thick basic white. Oh, and I've cut it too long. So let's make that a little shorter. And which way up am I going to have it? This way, I think. And I think I'm going to cut a little off this end. So let's make it 14.3 because I had it half a centimetre too big. It's funny how you keep measurements in your head. And that's going to go on here like that. How pretty is that? Okay, and then I pulled out a couple more stamp sets actually. I pulled out this Wildlife Wonder one, which has sending birthday wishes. And this one that says, I like you, hello, thank you, hooray, it's your day. I think sending birthday wishes is the way to go. And I'm just trying to decide what I do with this. This is going to be a very simple card. That's the plan. And I might pop it up on, just thinking if I should put it on white card or black card. Ooh. Right, I think we're going to do it on white. I need a scrap of white cardstock though. Let me grab a bit. Oh, I'm not convinced about this, you know. I'm wondering if I should do it on a different colour card base. Let's see what I've got. Okay. Sending birthday wishes. We could have it with crushed curry. I'm just looking to see if I've got some copper clay. Got black. Black is nice, but it's a bit somber for a birthday card. This is my pack of the new core colours that were out this year. I was thinking about, I think that's copper clay, or is that pecan pie? I think that's copper clay. Oh, it might not be actually, that's a bit lighter. It might be pecan pie. Oh, I like the pecan pie. I think we're going to go with that. Now, do I do a white and then pecan? Or do I do it this way? I like that. I think I'm going to do that. Otherwise, I could be here all day deciding, which is not really what we want. Right, let's move the crushed curry. We are going to use that white card base and make it into a layer, which is very simply done. I'm going to cut it at 14.3 off the edge. And make sure it's 10 centimeters. And then I'm going to have to cut my gold embossed piece down again. So if I cut that one at 13.8, that should work. And make it 9.5. So just half a centimetre off the layer. It's nice, isn't it, Shaz, embossing on metallic card? It's such a simple thing to do, and yet it's really effective, isn't it? And then I think we are going to go for that as a card base. So I am going to score it at 10.5. That's how I make my base. And cut it at 14.8. So basically in half. So whatever your cardstock measurement is, if you're US, it'll be different, but in half. There you go. So now we've got the pecan pie. Such a pretty, pretty colour. And it's very soft, isn't it? So I was thinking, now we've got the pecan pie, I might emboss sending birthday wishes in gold on there. Or, I wonder if it'll come out. We could try it. We could try it. And I don't have any scraps of pecan pie, I know, so I'm going to use what I've got. I'm going to cut a piece off the side. Just remove that. Let's see what it looks like embossed in gold. If not, I'm going to stamp it in pecan pie and white or something like that. Right, got a block. Got my embossing buddy. I hope it shows up in the gold. Let's see. Copper, silver, gold. So I've got my Versamark. Are you all still with me? I haven't lost you yet, have I? I hope I haven't. Sometimes though, because this writing is quite scribbled close together, look, Sometimes when you emboss very small writing, it kind of merges into one and doesn't work out very well. So we're going to try it and see what it looks like. We can always change our minds if we don't like it. Right, so that's stamped really well. Then we're going to pop the gold on it. This would be a nice one to cut it up. So you could, if you wanted it different, you could cut off sending and birthday wishes and have them in a different orientation on your card. Okay. Let's see. It'll be when we heat it that will be the telling time. So you could say today's copying cards is all about the embossing, all the kinds of embossing. Right, where's my heat tool? Here it is. Oh yeah, now I think that's come out really well. I'm really surprised. Pleasantly surprised. That looks so nice, doesn't it? Sending birthday wishes. Right, I'll let that kind of like just sit for a minute. I'm still not sure if it's going to show out very well because the colours are all very similar, but we'll see. We will see. I don't know if I should cut any of these leaves out or leave it as it is. I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm having a think. That's the sound of my brain working. If you can hear it. I'm wondering if I should cut some of the leaves out in the pumpkin. And what would it look like with that one on there? It might look really nice. It might be over the top. Okay. Will that one cut out of there? Probably will. Let's have a go. One of those. I'm just going to cut two out and see what they look like for a minute. I'll probably cut that one first. There's that one. I might just cut a selection of different leaves so we can choose. I've got this one. The burnished gold. We'll try and see what that looks like. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? They're all really pretty. Right. So I've got those all in the same size. Let's cut. I might have to do this a different colour, but I don't really want to have to do it all over again. Right, let's cut that out. It might work. Why is that not straight? It isn't. Wow. Okay, it will be in a second. There we go. It's straight now. Sending birthday wishes. Chop that off. This is my favourite way of doing things at the moment. So lots of metallics. I'm going to see how this works. Oh, it actually works really well. I don't know how well it shows up on the camera, but it actually does pop quite well. So we're going to go with that. I'm going to use the dimensionals to raise it up. Oh, tin foil. That's a really good idea, Margaret. She was embossing tin foil on card with an embossing folder. Well, I've not tried tin foil. Well, why not? Actually, I have tried something else once. I think it was some kind of, before I was doing any kind of Stampin' Up or cards, I think I tried embossing on a piece of, I think it was for scrapbooking, kind of foil, thick foil. When I used to go to the scrapbooking shop years ago, and it was similar to tin foil, if you get my drift, but thicker, and we were embossing on that, and that was amazing. So yeah, I'm sure it would do the similar job. I just don't want to cover that brown one up completely, but I think I am going to. It's so pretty, isn't it? Okay, we're going to have to cover some of them up because that's just the way it is. You can't see all of it. Right, so glue. Maybe I'm cut another little one. No, we don't need that one on there, do we? No, not as keen. Okay, we'll go with what we've got. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the side of this one and just place it where I want it to go. I have to wait a minute for it to set because Tombow on kind of metallic cardstock is a little bit slippery, and that's fine. But it does mean you can move it around a little bit. And then I'm going to put some glue on the back. Yeah, if you have a go at tin foil, let me know how it works. That would be very interesting. I want to see this brown one. There you go. That's all right. And then we're going to pop it up on foam pads. Oh, can I hold it up to the camera? Yes. Which is it you want held up to the camera? This one, you can just about see the tip of the pecan pie layer under there. And this is the card. Oh, I've taken them off. I got distracted. Right. So before I stick those on, let's put this down, and then I can see if I have it coming off the edge, it doesn't go too far then. The detail on the leaves. Perfectly. Yeah, absolutely. I can hold that up to the camera. So the detail on the leaves, you can see that. You can see how it embosses the veins. This less clear in the camera on this one because of the light, but and also it's distressed, so it looks like an old leaf. But you can see how it embosses it on the cardstock. That's easier to see. There you go. On these leaf dies. Let's put this one on as well. Why is that getting gummed up? I think I'm getting to the end of that, Tombo. Just pop it on here. Make a bow. I may move it, so I haven't stuck it down very well yet. Make another little bow with a nice long tail. Good thing about the linen thread is that you get like oodles of it. It's very cost effective. You can use lots and it's fine. So that's going to go in the middle. If I can find my reel of glue dots, there they are. I'm just rolling it up with my fingers. Pop it in the middle. Sending birthday wishes. There we go. And then I'm going to pop a couple of those. Ooh, that one came off on my hand. A couple of the brushed metallic dots on there. And I think this colour again would show out better than the other two. So this kind of coppery colour. One there. Do you know what? I like this better than the first card. And I normally like my first card better than my second card. How funny. Like that. There we go. So the only other thing I need now is the inside. So I'm going to use this piece that I've got left that I've been cutting up for my inside. Sending birthday wishes. What do you say, Shaz? Please show your support for Kate by giving a thumbs up on this video, sharing it to your crafty friends, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss a live. Shaz, thank you so much for reminding me and for asking. You're an absolute angel. It makes a huge amount of difference if you subscribe to the channel and if you give me a thumbs up. And if you share it, that's incredible because it's so nice to share it. People might enjoy seeing what we're getting up to. I'd love them to join us live. That would be amazing. So this is pecan pie, right? So I need to find my pecan pie ink pad. You know, this is one of our brand new colours this year, and I have hardly ever used it. Have I used this at all? I think maybe once. I think I'm converted from today. So, sending birthday wishes. Now, I only used it with a Versamark, so that's fine. it's not dirty. I'm going to ink it up. Look at that. Hooray! That Sending Birthday Wishes comes from the stamp set with the bear on it. Has a name. It's called Wildlife Wonder. And I really like this Birthday Wishes. You may wonder why I bought the Wildlife Wonder stamp set. I really love it. And this bear, I've used it on some scrapbook layouts for when I did a trip to Yosemite National Park. And that's why I wanted the bear. That's a really good birthday sentiment. This one's a great one as well. It'd be good for a mail card to a great guy for all the great things you do. A note of thanks. This is a really good stamp set. You mean so much to me. Yeah, it's a good one. So that's what I'm going to do. I wonder if I could stamp this inside. You can see I've only used the bear so far. I had to put the back on the other one. But I think the To a Great Guy one I will be using. Right, this is how you put your stickers on your stamps. Place it on like that. Then it becomes sticky. So I am going to stamp it in the same colour because I haven't used any other colour apart from white and gold. So I don't want to introduce another colour right now. Oh, that's really pretty, isn't it? Sending Birthday Wishes. Right, okay. So I don't know about you, but I would send this to anybody, man, woman, you know, it's not gender specific. Quite like that. Okay, Sending Birthday Wishes. There we go. So let's show you what we've made. First of all, I'm going to get rid of some of all this stuff that's distracting in the way here. Probably right in your eye line. All the bits and bobs. Okay, so what we've made today. We made this one. I Am Here For You, and I masked it off to make sure I could just use this part of the sentiment using some masking tape. I heat embossed a little bit here, and this is from the Aspen Tree Dies and the Perched In A Tree stamp set that goes with it. And this is the Falling Leaves Embossing Folder. I just used some of the brushed metallic dots. It's all about metallics today. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed seeing what I've made during Coffee and Cards. And let me know if you like it. Let me know if you are inspired to make some autumnal themed cards. And do you craft with the seasons? I would love to know, because I do. Thank you so much for joining me live. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for engaging and watching. And thank you for the likes. And if you're interested in any of the products that I use in my videos, they're all available in my online Stampin' Up shop. And over on my website at inkstampshare.ink, where you'll find lots more crafty inspiration. Thank you so much for joining me if you're watching me live or from the future. Say hello from Tomorrowland if you are, and I will see you next time. Thank you, Shaz. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Linda. Thanks so much, Shaz. Margaret says she folds the edges over the card when it's done. Ooh, I'd love to see that. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you next time for some more crafty fun. Take care. Bye-bye.